This is the Business Today for Tuesday, June 30th, 2015. I'm Vic Fernandes. General Secretary of the Barbados Workers Union, Tony Moore, believes a lot more needs to be done when it comes to the creation of decent work for a number of employees across sectors in Barbados. She says while Barbados and other Caribbean islands are slowly but surely developing the necessary framework and policies, some areas, including minimum wage and the social protection of workers, require urgent attention. Barbados has so far developed a decent work country program, a mechanism through which the International Labour Organization will support ongoing and planned initiatives by tripartite constituents to promote decent work in Barbados. Moore says two sectors of concern are domestic workers and gas station attendants.
Developments have been very slow in coming. As it relates to the gas station attendants, for instance, what we have discovered is when we make attempts to have meaningful exchanges, organize workers within that sector, there is a response that shifts them from one location to the next. So it makes organizing that group of workers, well, all the more challenging our traditional approach of organizing. What we have been seeking, therefore, at the national level to do through our resolutions and through different levels of advocacy and some planned campaigns that we have on stream, is addressing the needs more generally, where we cannot specifically have workers themselves come together and commit to forming a division.
There are enough little green thumbs to keep the local agriculture industry alive. In fact, following the participation of more than 1,300 primary school pupils in the Regional Entrepreneurship and Agriculture Program, officials say they are satisfied that the future of agriculture in Barbados is safe. During a special recognition ceremony at the Ammon Bay Catering yesterday for over 30 primary school participants and the Grantley Adams Secondary School, teacher at the Rennell Weeks Primary, Lennox Wiggins, said he was satisfied that the local agriculture industry had a secure future given the children's enthusiasm. Wiggins was giving a review of his school's participation in REAP.
Agriculture is not dead in Barbados. It is alive and very much so alive. Therefore, each of us here represents the nucleus of each school that can come together, unite in the process of making agriculture a force to reckon with, reducing our food bills and making sure that the economy, which is somewhat struggling, can be revived through that process of agriculture. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you. Agriculture is alive in Barbados.
Barbados could benefit from the second funding cycle of the Caribbean Development Fund, CDF, which starts July 1. Making the announcement recently at a media conference, outgoing Chief Executive Officer Lorne McDonough said member states have pledged a total of $65.8 million to the fund for the second cycle. This will be added to the approximately $10.2 million that was rolled over from the first cycle. Barbados has committed $7.4 million to the second cycle. McDonough explained that when the CDF was started in November 2008, the heads of government agreed that only members considered as less developed countries, as outlined in the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, would benefit from the fund. As a result, those considered more developed countries, including Barbados, although they were net contributors, did not benefit from the first cycle.
There's been no approach specifically for any project. What we would have had is an indication from some of the MDCs that they would be looking to, in the second funding cycle, to access the fund. And I think Barbados would be one of those countries along with Suriname. The only other MDC there that would be in a position to access the fund if they wanted to would be Trinidad and Tobago.
Telecommunications company Digicel, owned by Irish billionaire Dennis O'Brien, is to be taken public in an initial offering planned for the New York Stock Exchange. The details of the offer are yet to be disclosed, but Digicel filed notice with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission saying it plans to offer Class A common shares to investors. The number of shares to be offered and the price range for the proposed offering have not been determined. The company has specifically said the proceeds would not fund dividends for the owners, which is chiefly O'Brien, but would be used for capital expenditures and acquisition and to repay existing debt. Digicel plans to list on the New York Stock Exchange under the symbol DCEL. Now for today's financial tip. Take a daily money minute. By setting aside 1 minute each day to check your financial transactions, this could help you identify problems immediately. It could also help you to keep track of gold progress and set your spending tone for the rest of the day. That's been the business today. Join us again on Thursday. Until then, you can get more business and news by logging on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribing to our e-paper and liking us on Facebook. I'm Vic Fernandez.